Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you a first-person replay commentary. I'm going to be playing Beastmaster today. I know I made a Beastmaster game, I think like 2 months ago, according to a very brief Google search. I'm sorry, 3 months ago. Is this true? 3 months ago. Wait, 1 month ago. Okay, I found another one. I don't know why it doesn't show like the most recent one, but it says it was 1 month ago. I don't care, because I had a really good Beastmaster game last night, and I want to show it to you guys, so that's why I'm making this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Beastmaster, strong hero. He is good at roaring and throwing axes, and he can scout things out with his hawk. It's pretty cool. I ended up playing a offlane Beastmaster, a Beefmaster. He's really good at cooking. He makes the best steaks. It is like ridiculous. I'm playing with DK this game. If you guys don't know who DK is, he's a up-and-coming North American semi-pro, dare I say. He's very good. I've been playing with him a bit since Dota 1. Super good player. He's been playing in the MLG tournament, if you guys have been watching that. If you haven't, then you don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter that much, but he had a really good performance this game. He said, I shouldn't play troll in pub games because I feel like he's OP or something like that. And then he fed. So should be a pretty good demonstration of his skills. He also told me that he plays on 10 FPS because his computer is so shitty. And if that is true, then it's quite impressive that he's as good as he is. So we'll see how that works out. Oh my god, I just want to pick my hero. Man, I really did take a really long time to press play here. This explains why it took me forever to go kill trees. I'm really not interested in watching any of these bros. There we go. Alright, so I was quite late, and I picked up the courier, and then I dropped the courier, and I decided to buy some items, and isn't my set awesome though? Like, look how, oh, it's so good. This was like one of my first purchases after I made some Steam cash from TI3 stuff. It's so beautiful. Okay, so when you random, you get a bunch of extra gold. As you can see, I'm already up to 320. My main goal is most likely to go for a fast boots. When you do an offlane melee hero, always grab a stout shield. That's the important part. I usually grab 2 tangos and I get a self, just to make sure that if I do end up taking harass from a support hero, that I can, of course, turn this into not dying. And after that, usually I'll grab either an Ironwood branch or a clarity potion right here, and the reason I buy those is because if you don't random, you only have about 50 gold left over. Killing these trees is super important. I'm sure you've seen me do this before. I think the last video I made, I was on Radiant side instead of Dire, but as you can see, I killed it. You usually want to stand a little bit to the right of the outer edge, and then you aim towards the tip, and then as soon as you throw, you run to the other direction. You should be able to kill all the trees. This allows you to spot out support heroes that are coming. Unfortunately, I was pretty late, so I didn't have time to get back to base to heal my mana, so I do lose mana from doing that, but it's still completely worth it to kill all the trees. It's something that offlane Beastmasters used to do a lot in the past, but they don't do as much anymore, because nobody really offlanes Beastmaster that much. Occasionally it happens, but I believe it's pretty rare still. So, my allies graciously are warding aggressively for me, so this means I'll be able to spot ally or enemies. The reason I backed off for now, which is probably a mistake, I could have came down here and probably sapped EXP based on the fact that we can see a bunch of heroes on the map. At least we did see the silencer. I did know he was coming back, so for now I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should have stayed down there and grabbed the XP. Maybe this is a mistake. But my goal is basically to just stack the Ancients, and this is something that you can do as Beastmaster if you are trying to catch up a little bit. And you did see me do this, I think, the last video I made. I went and stacked the Radiant Ancients a bunch, but I figured I might as well go do the first stack, because the first one is so easy to do. The creep spawn at 30 seconds, you just need to be there 23 seconds later, or 53 seconds, and you can get a really, really easy stack off. So bam, immediately I lose some EXP, but my block did actually work out. If you guys notice this, that's what I was looking at originally. I wanted to see if my range creep was going to die. If your range creep dies pretty immediately, it puts you in a really good spot. I'm going to try to help out with this kill here. And luckily, I think my axes... I guess my axes didn't hit, because I didn't get an assist here. But I thought that I was going to be able to get that kill, actually. I was trying to help out with that one. I heard the axes connect with something, but I think it might have just been creeps. So, regardless, that's a dead hero. Pretty good for my allies. I'm out of mana now. It's the only problem. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, stacking Ancients is really important. It's pretty easy to stack it in before the first minute, so I went and stacked it. I don't think they ended up ever blocking my camp either, so it made it pretty easy to just continuously stack. If I actually had mana here, I could stand right here and I could throw axes on the neutrals in the upper left, and that would allow me to stack it again. But unfortunately, I have no mana, so At this point, I could either do a couple things. I can grab. Oh yeah, I was talking about range creeps. That's what I was talking about. So yeah, if I block and let my range creep die immediately, then their range creep will continue to do damage, and it should push the wave. Which is, if you look at it right now, that's why there's 3 range creeps, because of the block that I did at first. And Silencer didn't anticipate this and make sure the creeps were stacked appropriately. So that pushed back the wave. Otherwise, this wave would still be by their tower, and I wouldn't be able to get these last hits in the CS right now. Taking a lot of damage here from the sniper, but it's not really that big of a threat. The only time that you should really worry about sniper doing too much damage to you is when he is closer to 6, because then he can headshot you repeatedly, get you to low enough HP where he just kills you. So, preparing to stack it. Oh, they did actually put a sentry down. Huh. I don't remember if this actually did anything or not, but they did actually block it. So, only stacked twice right now, but I'll try to stack it here. I assume this blocks. It should block. Their sentry, that is. And yep, it did block. So, alright, smart by them. So that prevents one of my stacks from being successful. With my first 600 gold, I think in the past I went for a soul ring, but I didn't really feel like getting soul ring this game, because every time I get soul ring I'm a little unhappy with it. I know a lot of professional players will usually just grab a bottle as an offlane Beastmaster. That's usually the go-to way. It's kind of nice actually having the Venge in the lane right now, by the way, because I'm really hard to kill at this point with the Stout Shield. I have 4 base armor. I hit pretty darn hard. My set, like my cosmetic set, looks like really intimidating and cool, so like that's gonna hurt them as well. But most importantly, the X's are actually pretty good damage at this point. Just 240 composite damage. If you don't know what composite damage means, it means it's reduced by both magic as well as armor. It's first reduced by one, and then it's reduced by the other. So that means that if somebody has like 1 billion armor, they take no damage. If they're magic immune, they still take the damage, actually, which is why this works on Ancients. But if they, I think if they have like unlimited magic resistance, I think it would also do the same as unlimited, or like Guardian Angel, for example, they would take no damage. I might be wrong on that, but composite damage is pretty good, but not like...
middle tower is under
it's basically better early game when people's armor's low, but it ends up scaling off a lot worse. So anyways, I picked up Arcane Boots because I didn't really want to get a Soul Ring. We were considering diving this one. Throw some axes over here. Unfortunately, the creep wave is pretty much gone here, so I gotta be careful. To prevent myself from getting silenced here, I'll just cast that. I think I was trying to hucky my dudes right now. I'm not doing a very good job about it. I'll just go click the pig on that guy. I don't know if it's going to help or not. Looks like it is actually helping out. Well, I just feel great about that. Yeah, look, I got an assist, guys. I axed the sniper, and then I put the piggy on the silencer while he got stunned. So, actually worked out pretty good. Now I get a bunch of last hits. So, the Arcane Boots are kind of a fun choice in this case. It covers like the same purpose as what a Soul Ring does. It costs a little bit more in the fact that it costs 1,000 gold instead of 800 that Soul Ring gives, but it does save you an item slot. That's pretty cool. And obviously with 2 early roamers in both the Lina as well as the Venge, it's actually really, really useful to have Arcane Boots in the early game. And I've done this other games where I'm in a tri lane. If your farmer grabs Arcane Boots, it helps so much. It really does help a lot. I saw there was a fight going on over here, so I decided to... Was able to kill the silencer with the shift over, and bam, there it is, Arcane Boots. Look at all that extra mana that those guys needed. They were all really low on mana. I was actually having a lot of fun kind of playing this game at this point, because I was like, I'm basically playing like a battle Beastmaster. Like, how fun is that? I literally just axe people and walk around and do stuff, instead of just sitting there and like slowly offlaning and stuff like that. It's a lot more fun to do this than more typical Beastmaster roles. So we decided to take some Ancients in the meantime, just for some extra EXP. That troll ulti is actually pretty useful. Wow, he's actually TP'ing. So Sniper just TP'd mid. So more solo EXP from me. I'm about to hit level 6, which will be very nice. And next items that I can buy. I bought a TP scroll here, and I think I bought a Belt of Giant Strength, because I decided to go for a Necro 3. I was a little unsure if I really wanted a Necro, but once I was this committed to buying a Belt of Giant Strength, I said, okay, well, for sure, we're going to be doing Necro 3. So, Wave of Terror is actually really good with the axes as well, since, again, it's minus armor, so that means that the composite damage does more. Other composite damage nukes that you guys might be confused about, there is the, what is the other one? Diabolic Edict is composite damage. There's probably some other that I'm completely forgetting about, but Diabolic Edict is definitely a big one. Elder Titan's ulti is composite damage, I believe. Fun fact. So I'm going to pick up level 6 here. I will be going for Necro 3. I've got Roar picked up, and I'm getting free farm, which is pretty cool, I guess. I think their players didn't really react very well to the roaming. I'm also using my creeps to go look for people that are hiding, basically because I want to see if there's anybody in the lane. Unfortunately, my Hawk is still level 1, so it's pretty crappy Hawk. But I could use the pig to go scout other places, and all I did end up doing with it was actually feeding. So I know some people really like grabbing the aura, actually, at this point, but I ended up not getting the aura. I just really like getting the Hawk up pretty fast because the slow from the pig is really good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Whenever you are the closest dude to a tower, by the way, and he changes targets, make sure you stop attacking because he will start attacking you, which is why I stopped attacking there. You've probably seen me do this before as well. When I'm attacking a tower and there's range creeps behind me, I always like press S right before he changes directions, because then he'll change his target towards one of the range creeps and I have a couple more seconds of auto attacking. But he told me to go take the neutrals, so I was like, okay, I'll take the neutrals. So I decided to kill those. Make sure you get all the last hits. Don't let the neutrals take any of the last hits, and don't let the neutrals die to their creeps. If that happens, you lose the EXP. So instead, I ended up getting all the last hits, so we actually got the entire creep wave, and we got this into our neutrals, so it's pretty good for us. And I should have a 4th level of axes now, so more damage. So I do 360 composite, and I decided to shift for a gank. I've got mana for it for sure, so I can definitely come roar on the mid lane here. I wanted to try to not use my ulti here, and I just roared him because I wanted to make sure he died. I wasn't necessarily expecting the Spectre to ulti this, so I probably should have just ultied first maybe and gone for the axes afterwards. That would have been a bit more reliable, but I actually didn't know where he was, but I just assumed he was juking, so, and there he was, he did end up juking, so that was a little bit of a gamble because I figured there was a pretty good chance that he would just be running around the corner, but I was like, I just felt it, you know? I was like, this guy is trying to use that juke spot, so I just axed it, and there he was, got the kill, so that was pretty fun. Again, the roar is a bit of a waste because I used it just to kill the guy, but whatever, I mean, I could have roared first and then axed, and then he would have died anyways, so whatever, no big deal. Got the kill, all is well.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I'm going to alert to him that I have Arcane Boots again, and there we go. I continue getting all the CS. I'm about to pick up my first Necro piece, which is really fast. This is like insanely fast. Another thing I'd like to point out, it's a little bit of a waste in some ways to grab Arcane Boots, I think, when you're getting a Necro 3, because Necro 3 does supply you a lot of mana. I mean, it is an int item for a strength hero that really doesn't need to cast much. So in some ways, a Necro 3 plus Arcane Boots is a bit of a waste. But regardless of that fact, whatever, the Arcane Boots were extremely useful in this early part of the game, no matter what happened, so I can't be too unhappy about that. My roar is actually up off of cooldown, so might see a kill going on here. There's no point roaring this, obviously. I'm just going to axe it just to get some more burst damage. And there we go. I think I go back to base at this point. I can't remember exactly. HP is pretty low. And I got a 3rd level of the beast, so this means I get a good Hawk now, so the Hawk can be used as scout. The pig obviously will follow me around and try to get kills. And oh yeah, sorry, we're going to rush on now. I think we had a medallion already on the Vengeful Spirit, and we have a troll, and we have a pig as well. And the pig's really good for Roshanian as well, because he can reduce his attack speed by quite a bit. You can't actually see me microing very well, because again, we're doing a replay, but just get some right-clicking in here. And at this point, I looked at Roshan, I was like, oh, he's dead already, cool. So we actually kill him really fast. We actually have a very good Roche team.
Never die.
Some action going on. Am I gonna go fight? Heck no, guys. I got Ancient Team to do. Actually went okay for them anyway, so no huge loss there. Plus I figured if I have my Necro 3 sitting here that I should probably use its HP. God, my X's actually do a lot of damage here. Go little pig. Didn't make it. Allies still fighting, don't care. Got jungling to do. Really didn't want to get opened up on by that guy. So just play a little safe here.
Is under attack.
Alright, and I got the pets maxed out now. Usually what people will do is they'll leave this at 3 maximum, and then they'll go into some inner beast or grab at least 1 inner beast. But I didn't really feel like doing this. I really like getting the extra boar, because it does increase the slow by quite a bit. It's something like a, I don't know, it's like a, I mismicroed a bit there. It's like a 40% increase or something like that. It's pretty good. I think the pig goes from like 20 to 30% slow to like a 40%, and I decided to TP to see if I could save him here. But I don't think I'm going to make it in time. It was a nice kill there. I don't think I would have been able to do that myself. I always get flustered a bit by stuff. So I don't know if we can click on the pig or not. I don't think we can, unless I go to free camera, and then you guys would have to see how long the game is. But I'm going to try to get a kill here. I think I noticed the Kunkka was down there. Oh, their ward did actually spot me. I was wondering why they backed off so suddenly. But they did actually have a ward there. So anyways, I usually want to position my Hawk in a place that's going to spot jungle camps, or places where they're likely to gank me from. So if I'm sitting on the bot lane, he's trying to rocket the Hawk, but he's actually going to miss us. I can spend some time in the jungle here. Look at that slow. Isn't that slow amazing, guys? I don't know who he's talking to. But the Hawk is set up. I'm going to try to get a kill on the Clockwork now with my Necro. Should have roared right there, I think.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh no. Oh, I was so mad about that. I was really mad about that. Almost killed him. I think I canceled my animation. So I'll send my Hawk back out. Wasn't able to kill him, unfortunately. I don't know if I mismicroed or not or what, but I think my Necro did end up dying to his battery assault, so he did take a lot of pure damage there, but unfortunately he was just slightly too tanky. And part of the problem is I have a lot of damage from small sources. I have like 4 things that I can attack with. And by the way, if I had at least 1 level of Inner Beast, this would apply attack speed to all my creeps and stuff, so it would have been kind of nice, but basically, if somebody has a stout shield and high armor, and all of my attacks do like very, very low damage, it's really beneficial. For him at least. The stout shield's going to pay off really hard, basically. It'll be really, really useful. If you guys are wondering what I did there, I basically just made sure that my nukes hit both creeps. And the way that you do this is you throw axes to the small camp, and then you run past the other one. Despite the axes only passing through like the Ursus once, it still does the full damage duration. So don't be afraid to do something like that. It's a very dead troll warlord. My roar is back up, and I finally have an inner beast level, so the attack speed roar is going to apply to all my creeps and things. Sometimes you don't want to resummon under an obvious ward spot because they might see that and be like, wow, those came out of nowhere. Somebody's obviously smoked, but other times it'll be okay. And we're just setting up now for a team fight. If somebody comes over here, I can end up roaring them. And I'm thinking about it, and I decided to go in. There's the roar. Here comes the Necros. Alright, got him. Don't forget to use the mana burn from your ranged Necro. I did it right here. Probably shouldn't have stood around so long. I don't know if my axes actually hit him there or not. I think I might have missed. And now I'm resummoning the pig to put the slow on the Kunkka. Just gonna be easy. You guys ready for the best axes of your life? Wasn't it great? Isn't that great, guys? I was really happy about that one. See, the problem was, like, I didn't scroll my screen down long enough, and I should have. Wow, that rocket almost killed me. I, like, really should have scrolled my screen down farther, but I didn't do it at the time. So I just, like, threw these super short-range axes, and I knew I easily could have killed the clock, or I could have killed the sniper for sure. I think they both ended up dying anyways. He killed sniper, and Lena killed silencer. I don't know. I whiffed, that's for sure. I could have killed the silencer, or the sniper though. Whatever. I've got 3 kills, and 6 assists, and 60 CS, and I have a Necro too, so I'm pretty happy.
Top tower is under attack.
A little point here about the magic stick. You might be wondering why I'm not leveling up, and it's basically because I don't really need to. Oftentimes, I think, oh that's right, the Avenged decided not to get swapped for a very long time for fun. So this is This is a fun game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I was really close. We couldn't actually see in the sprout there. It looked like you could see, but you really couldn't. You couldn't see it until I spawned my hawk. And I maybe should have axed as well. But if I would have reacted a little faster, I thought we had more time, honestly. So, slight mistake for me. I should have summoned that a little faster, I think, and we would have been able to kill the Treant or the Prophet. Again, gonna do the same trick here. Barely got him there. So people are dying again. Almost got my Necro 3. It's pretty good to pick up Necro 3 as fast as possible, by the way, because it does give you True Sight, the third level of the Necro. The melee one can see invis, so it's basically like a walking gem. Very, very useful. They don't actually have that many invis heroes. I think that they do eventually get a Shadow Blade, but most of them are pushing mid. We have a dead hero, so team fight is not a good idea, so the best thing we can do right now is trade. So we're going to go trade towers, which is why I didn't bother TPing the mid lane. I said, whatever, we'll just go take the tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And I should have enough. I did buy my Necro 3, actually. I think I did actually tell the courier to come to me, but... And there we go, Necro 3. Great item. Plus 16 strength, which is 16 damage, and I get 24 int as well. Necro 3 is really, really good item. Works on a lot of different heroes. But really good on Beastmaster. Just because of the attack speed aura that you get from Inner Beast. The disable that you get out of Roar, so you can easily set up a kill. And it's also very good for dewarding, because you can use the pig to attack wards on the high ground. Like, basically you can scout for the wards with the large hawk, as well as the True Sight from the Necro 3. And then you can use the pig to get the last hits. And I'm just using my pig to stack here, because I'll go farm this later. I could be doing this a lot more this game, stacking Ancients, but kept forgetting. Or busy with other stuff. So the stack is complete. I'm going to go scout more with the hawk. Put that in a good position. The timer was about to run out, so I'm going to go reposition this. Usually I want to put it a little bit above the tier 2 tower to spot out where they're coming from. It's actually not in a very good spot. I'd like to put it maybe more over here, over the hill here, if possible. That's weird. There we go. Let's spin the Steam reset or something. The Steam update. But yeah, it's not really worth upgrading your magic stick. If you're tanky enough, you don't really need to spend the extra 350 gold. You can just leave it at a magic stick and it'll cover its bases. Like, really tanky heroes that... Like, support heroes should always buy a full magic wand, in my opinion, unless they're really far behind, but... I'm gonna get initiated on here. Looks pretty bad for me. Yeah, and I will end up dying. Troll not having a good time. Again, we realize now that the Venge did not have swap. But getting hookshotted, I realized, was not a good thing. I did take some damage because he had a blade mail and I right-clicked him a little bit, but largely just the combo from... I think the sniper might have ultied me as well, but I basically got hit with like everything from the enemies. I was expecting the hookshot, but I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, honestly, because I knew that I could summon my Necro 3. Once I get initiated on, I summon the Necro. That's going to eat some of the battery assault damage, and I figured, whatever, it's going to be okay. I won't die from this. Because if the Necro 3s do target any blade mail target, they take the damage, not me. So, I didn't think that was going to be that bad. And unfortunately, I didn't get to roar. If I would have been able to roar, we could have done a lot better that fight. I'm sure. So back to the fight. I'm gonna go shout at somebody. Decided to shout at him regardless of the fact that he did have a blade mail up. I might have only hit him once there. And for some reason he decided to stop, so I was able to right click him. Oh, the catapult blocked me. Oh, and then I had my... Yes. I was like, hey, my board's on the sniper. Unfortunately, I didn't have that commit quite hard enough. And I didn't really want to dive under tower at this point. Would have been a little scary. So, unfortunately, I have to back off. Alright, Clockwork did end up dying, so my roar was not for nothing. Go back to CS in a bit. And at this point I need to grab an initiation item because things are getting a little harder to pick off good heroes. So I either choose a Aghanims for the range increase, you can grab a Force Staff, you can grab a Blink Dagger. One of those items is usually what you grab after a Necro 3. You can of course grab an initiation item before Necro 3 if you're more focused on just grabbing kills. And I think that's what I did in the last Beastmaster video I made. I went Blink Dagger with a Soul Ring, I think. Obviously this build is a bit different, a lot stronger in terms of like an actual combat. We should be able to take the Roshan here.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
I was really scared about a Clockwork Hook right here. I was like, no, don't get him. And I'm gonna go back and heal. I think maybe I'll Ancient first. I can't remember what I did. I think I was like, oh, I'll go buy a point booster, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to buy a point booster. I want to work on a Force Staff is what I decided. And the reason I want to make a Force Staff is because it's very good against Clockwork. So pick up a Staff of Wizardry. The reason it's so good against Clockwork is because if you do get cogged in with him, you can force your staff out. Now, you'll take one of the cog hits as you escape, but it's almost always way, way better than anything else. And as you can see here, I'm using some really expert micro while I'm sitting in base and wasting my time to pick off some Treant CS. So give me about 15 CS, or 15 gold. Here comes. Here comes. There it is. Got it. 830. Not worth my time. Should have been like walking somewhere and like doing something, but I did not. Got that Treant. Now, if you don't end up getting Arcane Boots, by the way, Treads is really good. Especially, Treads in the mid lane is really good because you can Bottle Crow, because you should be, or I'm sorry, you can Tread Switch for bottling. You should get a bottle if you play mid Beastmaster. Other than Bottle, or Tread, sorry, Phase isn't too bad. I wouldn't really recommend Tranquils too much. I think they're a little unnecessary, but some of the other ones can be useful. I'm bringing my Hawk over for some vision here, and I'll put the pig on the tower, and I will now see that they are in an interesting spot. So, looks like we're in some stuff again. Luckily, one of my allies Force Staffed me. That was pretty nice. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a big full. Oh, I guess we are going to still get him. Cool. Oh, that was nice. You guys see that expert kill on the Prophet?
I could not bear to be away from the sacred woods.
So if you guys missed it, the Prophet's ulti got the last hit on my Necro 3, which killed him. So then he took 600 pure damage and he died. That was pretty cool.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Torrent, man. We were just standing still.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's gonna help the Lina get out here. And at this point I had Force Staff, so I decided to leave. That Force Staff from my allies really did save me though. Made a really big HP impact. Because then it was just my Necro 3s fighting the Clockwork and draining his mana. If you weren't aware that the melee Necro 3 does like a 60 something, I think it's like 60 to 80 mana drain per hit. I think it's about 60 though. It's very, very good. Very strong mana drain. And the ranged one has I think up to 200 mana burn ranged. So it does a 200 damage nuke while draining 200 mana. So like basically after Clockwork initiates, he's getting everything burned, guaranteed. There's no way that 4 seconds under Cog with the Necro hitting him that he doesn't get all messed up. Okay, so at this point I got 4 staff and I said whatever, let's get an Aghanim Scepter because we're rich. Normally you don't really get that farmed past this, honestly. It's very unusual to even get this much farm. It's kind of like I did a carry farm, which I pretty much did. I did have free farm in the early game. So I'm going to Axe again to stack the Ancients. They did end up stacking. I didn't necessarily need to kill them right now. I was going to go team fight, especially because I have Roar up and it's level 3 now. Does 300 magic damage and does an AoE as well. If it hits other people by it, it's actually pretty good. And it does movement and attack speed slow on those other people. So it's actually a really good disable. So I don't know why I'm still looking. Am I alt-tabbed or something? It's been like alt-tabbed or something. I decided to kill this Treant. And then I found a sniper. Then I decided to blow him up.
Your life cycle ends.
He actually can't really escape from this. Because even if he has he has a Shadow Blade, but it didn't matter because I had a Necro 3. So Sniper picked the wrong hero to try to fight. There was actually very little ways that they were going to be able to kill me. That was a pretty silly mistake for them. Like, I'm really farmed right now. Even if they did, like, alright, perfect scenario, they sprout me and they start chain headshotting me. I would have either been able to force staff out of the trees and roar, or I would have been able to axe out of the trees and then roar. Either way, their sprout's not going to hold me in place. Like, I have two methods to escape. And then the hate train comes, and I summon my Necro, and I right-click it on one of the guys that I roar, and he probably will die. Both of those heroes are actually very squishy, as you guys just saw. The Spectre ulti did help a little bit. Like, it helped us guarantee the kill on the Prophet, but I don't know if it was necessarily needed. So, for whatever reason, I'm going back to heal. I'm not completely sure. I guess there's not that much to farm right now. Looks like Troll's actually taking the stack that I prepared. And I will go heal and back to the jungle. So want to make sure that you don't stack or block things with your creeps. If you have things left over, this goes for like prophets and things like that. Very important. I also really recommend making sure that you're in melee range when you do end up spawning your dudes. Makes a really big difference. I did this, of course, on the sniper. I waited until I was in melee range to spawn the Necro 3, for example. Makes a big difference. And then I decided there were like 3 heroes here, and I was like, do I really want to fight this?
Wicked sick. It's the nectar of the beast.
Well, we got 1 kill, at least. I was able to pick off the sniper. It's trying pretty hard to catch one of these guys. See, free ward, because Necro 3 is awesome. And there we go. But yeah, it's kind of the same principles for Beastmaster as Necro 3 as well as the Hawk stuff. You just gotta spawn them right on top of your opponents. It's usually the easiest way. And make sure you do end up hockeying them. It's a really big deal. I always hockey my board at 2, so as soon as I hockey them, or as soon as I spawn them, I'll always press 2, and then I'll make sure to put them right on the, press 2, and then I'll right-click them on the enemy hero just to make sure that I do end up getting the slow on them. It's really important that you do this. If the boar starts attacking some random creep, then you might lose your kills, for example. So I am like actually a legitimate beast right now. This is awesome. With the Vengeur, I don't know what level his Vengeur is. Probably level 4, but I'm like doing some like serious non-Beastmaster damage. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, kind of waiting to see if we could bait them in.
Monster kill.
I also knew that I didn't have Roar, so we really needed to be able to like jump on top of somebody to be able to get the kill. So that's why I was so patient there. I waited for my ally to get initiated on so that I could force on top, and then I could summon the Necro as well as the creeps and be able to just right-click somebody down. Like the Boar Slow, again, really useful. All the attack speed was able to pick them off. So it was really fun. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Like, it was really fun just being able to like kill people without using Roar. Like, that's so awesome. So I bought the rest of my Aghanim's components. This gives me some more damage, some more HP, some more attack speed, all that good stuff. But most importantly, it gets my ulti to a cooldown of 45 seconds or 40 seconds or something. It's at 70 right now. I figured here's a really easy kill on the Prophet. Unfortunately, the TP from the Lina completely messed everything up, and we're going to lose the kill. He actually did land the stun, but my Necro wasn't up, so I knew the only way we were going to get that kill is if I got the Roar initiation off. Unfortunately, we also missed the deny, but unfortunately he initiated, or he TP'd way too early, and the Prophet wisely ran the other way, which I don't know if he had vision of me or not, but definitely screwed up our game. So my range is now longer for Primal Roar. The cooldown goes down to 45 seconds instead of 70 seconds, so I should be able to roar multiple times in teamfight. It doesn't actually increase the damage or anything like that, but the cooldown goes down and the range goes up, so it just gives me more initiation options. So the sprint towards the bot lane, hopefully kill this guy. My Necro 3 is ready, so as long as he doesn't... looks like he is TP now, but... the option was there if I ended up getting close. My attack speed's actually not too bad now that I have Inner Beast at level 4. That helps out a lot too. I didn't know the DK was coming, otherwise I went to take in that huge creep wave, but oh well, I stole it. Been really happy with the Force Staff this game, actually. It's obviously not as good as the Blink Dagger, but at least for offensive purposes. And I haven't really needed to use it for defense yet either, I suppose. For myself or my allies. But I've been kind of using it just to like jump in and summon creeps and kill people. They don't know what to do when a Beastmaster like throws himself on top of you and summons like a bunch of creatures out of the ground, so... Something I should have done a bit ago is look for vision with my Hawk. I'm gonna roar over here. And then I'm just gonna block him in. So we got a kill. Obviously, again, that cost me roar, but no big deal because 30 seconds away and it's already up again. Need to be a little careful with my Hawk as well. I like to put it about there. It's usually a little greedy to go anywhere deeper.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Pretty easy, we're gonna be able to take that. I wanted to get my pig closer, so I decided to Force Staff it. Didn't actually accomplish anything, but it looked cool. Oh, wow, he's fighting this. If I would have roared the Kunkka, maybe I would have been able to kill him, but I basically just wanted to keep DK alive there, which is why I roared. So just playing things safe.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
I don't remember what happened at this part. I think Sniper must have killed the Necro 3. He must have attacked it or something, because I thought he was gonna live, but I'm pretty sure I legitimately think he just killed my Necro 3 and committed suicide is what happened, so I was pretty confused. See that mana drain, guys? It was pretty good. But whatever, I mean, I'll take another kill. Alright, and since I was ridiculously rich and didn't really know what to spend my money on, I decided let's get more initiation. So I bought a Blink Dagger. So I have both a Force and a Blink. Clockwork taking a page out of my book and grabbing a Necro. Dude, that boat buff is so good.
Radiant's top tower is under
Unfortunately
attack.
for me, I didn't actually have my Necro yet. So I didn't really know where he was. But the Spectre ulti did show me exactly where he was standing, so I just followed that for a bit. And then from here, I just kept the Hawk above so that I could see where he resummoned. And there it is, and there's a Necro. So I really didn't want to roar this, but I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just roar it. So I was done chasing. I was like, I don't want to chase this guy anymore, I'll just roar him. It's so fun having like a little army, though. It's great. Fortunately, my bird died just there. But.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Time's 3 o'clock. Oh, my creeps died.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
One little Hawk. I was gonna do something about this. Decided to Force Staff the Venge away. God, I have so much damage. It's like ridiculous. So I'm ready to initiate whenever. In 3 seconds I can have full combos on everything. And we should just be pushing high ground any moment, looking for kills, Dude, they killed my bird again. So, decided to go on the Kunkka.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Fortunately, we didn't kill everybody here. I don't know where my pig went. It looks like maybe I resummoned too recently or something. I'm not sure, but... Oh yeah, the range creep, by the way, gives you an attack and movement speed aura of 9%. It's like a drum charge, basically. It's actually really good. So don't be afraid to use that. Try to keep that one alive at least when you're pushing. The melee creep doesn't matter as much unless you really need true sight, but the range creep is really good.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I really wanted them to come out so I could roar them, but the Helena was camping, so...
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire victory.
And that's gonna be the end of the game. So I thought the game was too fun to not show you guys, so I decided to show you guys, and I went 14, 1, and 12 on Beastmaster, which is really fun. So Necro 3 is amazing. Force Staff is pretty good. I liked it a lot for positioning, because I could position my pig. Aghanims is pretty good for the range and the cooldown. It was probably a bit of a waste to grab it because I already had a Force and a Blink. Maybe I should have grabbed like an AC to increase my damage output and my creep's damage output. I could have grabbed a Vlad's to do the same. I could have grabbed like probably an actual damage item maybe. It's just a little ridiculous, but considering I had so many kills, it wouldn't have been horrible. Instead, I focused on positioning, and I did use those items successfully to get kills, so, like, whatever. Didn't really matter that much. Once you have a Necro and a Force Staff and an Aghanims, like, I could honestly get just about anything that I wanted at that point, and we still would have won the game most likely, so whatever. But it was a fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and that's a Beastmaster game. Sorry I uploaded so many. I know that I have a bunch more heroes that I should really be making videos of, like Shadow Fiend and Meepo and stuff like that, but I'll get to them soon, I'm sure, and if not, just tell me about it on Twitter. It's usually the best way. People keep reminding me occasionally on Twitter about heroes that they want to see, and it's really good because the next time I play, I can sometimes I'll remember. I'll be like, oh yeah, there's that hero that I should really be playing right now. So I think that's about it. I got that YouTube thing, and I got to leave in about 2 hours, and other than that, I think I'm done for the day, mostly. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you guys, if your sub boxes still aren't working, make sure that you just check my channel directly. Just go to youtube.com/purgegamers, and you should be able to see my videos there. I think that's about it. Okay, goodbye.